Alrighty then. Welcome everyone to Dynasty the podcast show. I am your host, Ira Thomas Mr. Ford, and this is today's the 15th of April. This is a great day. I just want to say, man, I'm not gonna apologize, but unfortunately, I couldn't do my show yesterday. The place that I usually do it, they was giving me hold up. They wanted me to start at a certain time, and I didn't have the patience to wait around or play the little cat and mouse game. I was a little I was a little I wasn't mad. Okay. I was really mad. I was irate, but I wasn't like in a mood of like I couldn't do my show. It was just people want to. I talk about it all the time. It's just like I got a lot. I have a I have a locker here at the library or the facility. This is basically a nice facility. I'm not judging the facility. It's plenty of space for me. They have all type of labs and social things here that I can use to my advantage. So I don't mind operating here. What I would say is, I'm a little. I don't know if they think I don't know that somebody went in my locker and took my These are coded lockers. Nobody was never around me when I put my code in. This was somebody that took all my information that I got from my expo center, and they took very important information on my child that was in my binder. And I kind of want to go to the police about it, but it'll be like I bring the police. The police supposed to be security here. They stand at the front door. They just stand there all day. But I'm a little aggravated about the whole situation. I don't feel like fighting the whole world. I'm gonna let I'm gonna let karma catch up to these people. I was gonna do a police report, but like I tell you, due to the person that is in charge right now, we have a very corrupt police force, a very corrupt sheriff force, a very corrupt United States Army as well. They call themselves having United States Army people standing out there. I don't know why, but they do. And it's not. I'm like I did the most I can. I don't have the backing of the women and the strong men. They're not really ready to be every day, not go against the grain, but all they got to do is do kind of more like I go to the Capitol. I go to the senators, you know, where they do their meetings and their hearings, and I stand in front of these people all the time. I'm not intimidated by them at all. They're not. When you be in the room with these people, you realize how much strength you have over them. You have to actually attend these types of places. Like you have to be here to actually feel that. And they want me to feel out of place because I'm the only black man that goes into these rooms. But I'm not intimidated by you. I know what kind of corruption you're involved in. For the service part of it, not the detail part, but the service part is very. It's open season for y'all. Okay. And that goes right into, I'm not gonna dwell on, the negativity that they try to put upon me. And it's like they don't think that I know, how the infrastructure of the streets, they call it. The streets meaning, stuff that's not official or certified or whatever, so they gotta I talk about it all the time, the United States of America at the top, they wanted to be a whole bunch of white supremacist white people, whether it's men or women, and they're token black guy, and a token Spanish guy, and a token Asian guy. So they got a whole lineup of, and they're a token Italian guy, however the lineup is. So, but it's majority what you call Caucasians. They call themselves being from this, those are the originals that got kicked out of their place of their country or continent that they're from originally, and they formulated a plan to the demise of everybody that's already from this land, and they made up all these rules and they intertwined themselves, calling themselves the head and not the back. And then that's what we talk about it in the American government, and and world government as well. They talk about it all the time about how they started taxing people to make money, to make rules, and it's the same play going on with the tariffs, with the people trying to start war because they're all their demonic information and ways have came up about into the forefront over the world, and they want to put judgment on people that have no business being involved in it, and even mentioned in the same context as them, and their things that they've done. They want to ostracize people for an incident, and they've been practicing this as a lifestyle. So you'll invite somebody out for a business, and it goes the complete wrong way, and that's what be going on. They want to blame the people that's barely involved or barely understand why they even getting mentioned. And that's how America tries to pass blame. These people are characters are so flawed, but that's just how it's gonna go. Now the next thing I want to speak on, I'm gonna go right into it. It's sticking to what we speak on as far as political. I was attending a hearing. I was thinking it was more on the hearing side, but it was more on the meeting side, they called it, and the person who was over it was Ted Cruz. And this is some of the most intriguing information that I gained from it. And I'm gonna read what I deciphered from what they were saying. It was a lot of people there, but all they did was yay or nay something. And the biggest thing, they this is the main thing that out of the whole scenario of what they was talking about, and I'm gonna break it down to you. They voted on, should we still, are we in agreement that we should continue to be at war with Iran? This is basically what that Ted Cruz said out his mouth. And the vote was 16 yes and 12 no, and that was the final vote. Mind you, the senators is way more senators, so that was just like a preliminary type of situation. That's all the people who, to me, what happened is those are the people that are involved in whatever is going on in Iran. Some people want to throw the rock and hide in. Some people want to be out in front and be like, "This, go ahead, whatever he says." And it's unfortunate that is, I guess 16 plus 12 is what, 28 senators. That's probably a solid 25, 26 senators, and 20, half the state, half the states in the half the states in the United States of America are involved in some kind of way, form of that war right now. So that's what it got. That's what the number got to me, and they won't. And I'm telling you what it is. Florida was not nowhere around that. I didn't see nobody representing Florida. So the home state that I'm originally from, don't come over there trying to blow up nothing over there. I'm speaking from a tax-paying, voting, registered human life form, being, person, people, man from Florida. I'm speaking for me and my family. We do not want to be involved in that war. We did not vote for that war. We did not agree to none of that bull crap they was talking about yesterday. So we're gonna go into details what he was saying. I'm gonna tell you what Ted Cruz was speaking on yesterday, and then I'm gonna tell you first. Hold on, these are the people that I documented that was in that meeting. Mr. Curtis, Senator Curtis, Mrs. Deb Fisher, Senator Fisher, Mr. Moran, Senator Morano, Miss Baldwin, Senator Baldwin. I don't know everybody's state by heart. Mrs. Capito, um, Mrs. Cantwell, Senator Cantwell, ranking member, Ted Cruz, Mrs. Duckworth, Mrs. Loomis, Mr. Budd, Mr. Young. These are all senators, by the way. Mrs. Blackburn, Mr. Peters, Mrs. Rosen, Mr. Sullivan, Mr. Sheehy, and that's the people that I caught. So what the basis of the also, besides that, it was a meeting about, yesterday was quantum, it was quantum, it was supposed to be based off the quantum, I would say the quantum bills, whatever were established with the quantum bills. I actually got to speak to a lawyer that was basically over. He's a director over the quantum industry collection. He was in the building, but I don't think he was in agreement with none of them people. I think he was in more of the what's going on. Why is my business involved in bull crap? And I probably worked billions. I don't know how much he's worked, but I know he was probably the most important person there because he was standing and he was like, why y'all got me even coming out of my element of business and you know science, and you know how people are when they got money and science, and they got their ideas going, and then boom, we in a petty ass I didn't get my way war, and we might not be able to get out of it. You know what I'm saying? That scenario, like, you wasting my time. And I actually got to speak with him. He gave me he gave me the website, and they told me he was the director, and I had a great conversation because I'm actually interested in science, and I talk about it like these. I'm not intimidated by the moments of meeting people, and I know people, might think that I'm not. These people are might be European, whatever. I don't think he was American. Definitely don't feel that way. But I don't want people to think that I can't work with you, and I'm some kind of racist black man that's mad at the world. I'm not. What I am is aggravated and agitated about the people who are calling themselves leaders in this country still running their mouth and still trying to blockade people like me from being successful. I am aggravated about that. I am aggravated about y'all using technology to try to infiltrate internal spirits and energy, and this is, I ain't saying the quantum and the science and all that condemn, but they're using it improperly. They're using it to people that are not intelligent enough to mine theirs and to understand a test is a test and abuse is abuse. And you're doing it, and that's what people mentally are disturbed. This guy didn't, I'm not saying I don't know this guy at all. I'm just talking about how people handle business in America is why we're not going to be able to do things in the future. This is what the meeting's about. You're going to agree. You're a senator. You're here to check the person that's in leadership. You know what I'm saying? You're not here to be a yes man or agree man just because you might want to run or you don't want to get their people mad and all that unnecessary yes man. And you a senator. You're in a position. Do you know how the trifecta works? It's the senators. It's the governors. I think they all combined, but it's the judiciary system is set in three branches. It's three branches. You stay in your branch. The president by himself, he's the leader, commander, whatever you want to call himself, the executive. And then it's another branch. The people. The voting. But it's not all combined. You know what I'm saying? We appointed you. The people appointed senators. That's what they don't get. I'm in the building. I'm like, oh, you can't. Okay, I went to. I didn't read the whole layout of what's going on. I went to the 3 o'clock meeting, but it was a closed meeting. And these people wanted me. I got a bag with me every time. I got my bag because I carry my gym shorts and shoes, and I got my shirt and tie on. So I'm switching in and out because I got practice, and then I might be in the building with a meeting and or listen to a hearing. So they want me to be intimidated. They want to have these fake old counterpoint police officer that are already done. That should be, their whole force. Whoever thinks they need to intimidate me, they don't. Whoever thinks that they got away in Florida with slamming me on my face for no reason, they did it. These are all things that are gonna get documented, like I'm speaking about. Like y'all, somebody, some government agent, son or nephew or whoever y'all call yourself being, new age Ku Klux Klan, good old boys. Y'all already been found. These people walk right in front of me, in front of the building. By the way, they're not like on the field. They're not like, they're not finna come to where I'm from. They're not going under the tree, and you're not coming to hang out with me and my people. What we do every, y'all not coming there. Y'all not stepping nowhere near. where I could hit you in your mouth. You're not coming nowhere near me. I'm not even over there. You know what I'm saying? You're not coming to High Point. You're not coming to. I go shoot 1,000 hoops when I want to. I jump the fence. Whatever y'all got going on, y'all can't stop nothing. Y'all ain't stopping nothing. Y'all not who I am. You get what I'm trying to say? This is the main thing that I get. That's y'all getting confused. That's like little kid childish stuff that y'all trying to pull. I'm already in the school board. I'm already on the field. You know what I'm saying? At 18, I passed. I'm in my 30s now. I'm politicking with you. You ain't on my level in that at all. You can't even approach me in a public manner correctly. You got your grandpa walking you in there every day. You know what I'm saying? You need to okay every time you walk in the door by these people that didn't even earn a degree. These people paid for a degree. I talk about this all the time. It's a difference. You're a lawyer, but you don't even know what the law system is. So you know how that go. I kind of go off the dome all the time, but let's go right into what they were talking about. Um, I'm gonna go Senate for Senate. The person who was leading the charge and speaking was Ted Cruz. These are some of the points he was saying. A total bill on the agenda. This is a good example. Um, to come together and see that things are going to agree. That he basically was saying he wants to stay in agreement with Trump about what he said he read. This is Trump's exact words. Trump wanted he's attacked the Pope, which I don't care too much for the Catholic system. I don't mind them cleaning it up and trying to rebrand. That's not a big deal to me. I go into these places all the time, ask for what kind of guidance y'all have for the community. Why y'all still in charge? I ask this all the time. I was talking to these people today. They don't want to work with me. I don't. They're weary about working with someone that does not have issues about. Y'all got issues with like raping people. You can work with me. I don't have those issues. my family's straight. Like we good on that side. You know what I'm saying? We might come from lesser beginnings, but that don't mean we can't work and communicate. That don't mean you can't put me on to nonprofit institutes and help or be a helping hand to my nonprofit like it was designed and created. You know what I'm trying to say? This is the stuff that they're not mentally there yet. That's why I'm gonna go ahead and show them, the Catholic and the Christianity and all these frauds that trying to go into a level of fraud that they don't think I'm aware of, that I didn't agree with. This is the stuff that I'm not agreeing with. You're not asking me directly, so you're not allowed to go into nothing that's in my future. That's nothing you can't. My lineage is not your lineage. So if I come to your church, it's just to learn about the word. If I come to your church, it's to learn about the system that what's offering me the goods, in a new age way. So all that fraud y'all been doing, all that stuff y'all want me to y'all shake y'all hand and okay with, it's not allowed. And I talk about this. Go watch another show. When you go into these courtrooms, when you go into these hearings, you ain't talking to me direct. You talking to air. You talking to these washed up ass old grandpa ass senators. You ain't speaking to me direct. And we gonna get to that about what went on today, but I don't get it. What's hard for y'all? What is so hard? I put my email out. Send an email. It could be your secretary email, like, can you come to the office and meet me here? And then you be sitting there talking to me. Boom. We good in all 50 states if you wanted to be. But you wanted to make it a show. You mad because I'm a black man in America or African descent, Native descent man with knowledge and information. And that barely got the information. Y'all put me all this circumference information, and then I'm going to decipher it for my opinion, and then y'all be mad because it sounds directly what it was, exactly what it is. And then you mad I'm speaking on it. And you mad that I'm not finna let you play with my child or my nephew because you already have. You already been doing it. You already think you talking loud. You already think you in behind the scenes and you're plotting against the wrong people. You better go plot against them people over there that you got 90 million ready for to do y'all ass in, because y'all the ones sitting up there okay with that shit. If you understand what I'm trying to say. That's the dumb stuff that I be thinking about. How y'all hating on y'all people in the country, and y'all got over 100 million people that hate you already. Get a clue. Find something to do. Go get a real education. Stop out here snorting powder. Stop out here shooting dope. Stop out here covering up these anorexic ass, washed up females that you ran through. Nobody care about them stories. Them stories is not irrelevant to what's really what it is. Nobody cares. Those and then y'all be blaming us, talking about, oh, we slept with the one black guy. No, you slept with 30, 40 black white Caucasians that done made your vagina turn into orange shit. Find something to do. Shit. And I'm being very nice about this. Don't come over here. Don't come over here. People already know about what it is. We stick to we stick it to what it is. We learned about all that already. We passed that stage. We teaching our children the correct way. So yeah. Now let's continue. Like I said, he basically put in so many words. Um, um, he basically put in words. You know, they want to they gonna follow behind. They said the Iran people have been murdering, you know, Americans so long for over 50 years. He said, but they got to remember all the little stops and pits that they did in the Middle East. We had the 9/11 situation, which, you know, if they did so many researches on it, on what led up to it, that it was definitely, you know, so much was on our hands that these people was left to go do a suicide mission in America. And when you learn about warfare and you learn about the sophistication of the United Nations, they could stop some of this stuff, but they can't stop it because y'all are already attacked. So you keep telling all this propaganda in America about who did what. Y'all getting attacked. Y'all have the means to stop things. See, this is what's gonna happen to, you know, this is why it's so tough about people staying in America, because we could attack the wrong people and then everybody to be gone. You know what I'm saying? They already putting that movie out. You know, they want people to start doing all kind of stuff, all these nuclear bombs and blowing up every part of the world, and just to see how these movies that they keep contemplating on the end of. And I'm not contemplating that. My mindset is not that. You are not finna make me think that it's finna end for me. That's not what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But what you have to do is take the top of the most diabolical evil people and take them on notches, and pull them on out and place them all in one little group, and then you can handle them over there. I don't care where they gotta land or where they gotta go or how many gotta resign. That's the first thing we need to do. Then you need to come on in, put every little document, every declaration of independence, every executive order, you put it all in the listen load. Listen, road. This is never gonna happen no time soon because they still tap dancing about stupid, petty information that is not relevant at all to the bigger picture. Put everything in the thing. This belongs here. This belongs here. This belongs here. What was done in the past is a reference to all the stuff you signed. This can't go away. It can't disappear. It's under the order. It's under a bill, and y'all keep making bills. So we're gonna put them all in a list. But what you gonna do? You're gonna have about 50 bills and there's orders, and you're gonna have these references, all that hogwash y'all trying to cover up with words and cursing and double talking. That is gonna be irrelevant in the future. Nobody got time for all them rules, y'all, regulations y'all done made up to counteract this mess up you messed up, and this reason why you supposed to still have billions of dollars when you don't blew through billions of dollars already and trillions coming, y'all standing up there acting like y'all ain't blow through all this money and all this war money. Y'all trying to do all this, man. Come on, man. Stop playing, man. That's what they was talking about right in my face, and they did it again. So let's you know, I'm still here. I'm up here. Help. Let me help you out. Let me get some sense, some common sense. You can't steal it. You tried so many times. It ain't working out for you. Being nosy, you being unnecessary. Okay, what else? Who else was speaking? Okay, Mr. Moran. He spoke on the Aviation Security Act. They've been going and they have been using this. They've been using this funding improperly. That's what he said. the academic technology is more important. Basically he's saying it's pushed back the time, and it's like it won't. The stuff that we need to be doing won't be done until 2042 and 2049, which they want new technology. The TSA workers haven't been getting paid properly. This is what they do. They make a bill. They say we need 100 million, 100 we need $2 billion for this bill. Okay, you get the $2 billion. They only throw $100 million, $200 million for what they say they needed, but it was supposed to be $2 billion. The rest of the $1.8 billion, they put it in their pockets. They going to play golf. They throwing parties. They buying whores. They buying boats. They buying liquor. They buying cocaine. They doing this kind of sideline backwards cross behind black market deal. And this has been going on and on and on and on. They print money for no reason. And it's right at the tippy top. That's why you see these people, they not in good health. They don't try to combine a science trick with a magic trick to steal from healthy living beings that DNA say we the highest grade. And they're using the United States Army and all kind of armies to fund a stupidity. And we're not going for it. I'm not going for it. So, that's who was speaking on that. Now, Mrs. Cantwell, she spoke. She was talking about NASA. She said it was a very successful trip, the one we just did. She believes it has inspired the next generation. It was World Quantum Day she spoke on. They wanted to expand. She thinks that this is a good time to expand, and she is conspiring one of the bill. Okay, she was just speaking on a bill that I don't know exactly what it was. The quantum bill, whatever that was called. The Ocean Alliance continues to thrive. Mental health. It was a mental health act. She wants to be back, and she also spoke on fentanyl, studying fentanyl act, whatever act that was called. She wants to study it because it's very detrimental, which I speak on all the time. She spoke on some high level things, but this is one of these situations where they keep creating bills that are already there. They don't do their job as senators of monitoring. When it's a keyword or key incident, you have to go back to all these bills they've been put in place, even if it's worded different, and you have to highlight it so you get what you want instead of creating another bill. This is what the problem is. They have somebody in charge that writes executive orders over another executive order that's already there that's similarly wrote, and they be mad because Obama did this without people really understanding what he was doing, and then Bill Clinton and the rest of I don't know how much George W. Bush did, but all these people are not, they actually, Bill Clinton might have been a little bit of a bot. He's still standing there. He's still looking a little, but Obama's pretty solid when it comes to intellect. And, Bill put a lot of burden in it, and that's for common for you to understand. So, they need to revert back to stuff that's even in the 90s and the early 2000s and the 2000s, they already wrote some of this stuff. They don't need to put extra stuff. They don't need to be in the limelight. They need to start going by the executive orders. They need to make the corrections. Some of these, and then today they had they were actually going over the Second Amendment and seeing, I don't know what they need to change or how they did change it, but I thought that was interesting too. Okay, I'm gonna move on from what Mrs. Cantwell was saying. Another person that was speaking was Mrs. Duckworth. This was not today. This was yesterday's that I stepped in the meeting. She wanted to pass. Basically, there was a pilot. She told a few stories about pilots having just struggling with anxiety, and they basically get the pilots, and it's a challenge for people to fly people. They might could get their pilot license, and then it's intimidating to fly other people or fly certain product, or whatever it may be. She wants to get that. She wants to get some kind of system where they are allowed to train their mind or train trained to control their anxiety issues because I guess they're saying there's limited pilots now, but it's all about what they are allowing because it's like the group of the big people that are denying the problem is drugs, the problem is opioid, the problem is the fentanyl or whatever they be mixing it with. They have an issue with these types of situations, so they don't want to pass it off. They don't want to pass power to the right people. They all sit up there and they know that's the biggest problem. It's not that we greedy, it's that they greedy and selfish and mentally weak or mentally disturbed to not understand what the writing on the wall is. And I talk about it all the time. So another person that spoke was Mrs. Blackburn. Did I think I spoke? She's she pleased about the Quantum Manufacturing Act, and they wanted to vote on the bill. And they voted. Yeah, that's pretty much. Basically, the quantum was a big thing yesterday, and I told y'all who was there in attendance. Now today was interesting. I'm trying to end it. I'm trying to get off here because I don't want to diss. This was funny to me. I talk about my the IRS denying me, to allow me to go into the building. What I want people to understand, the IRS is a separate business from the United States of America. It's a business in the United States of America, but it's not part of it's not it's a business. It's ran like a LLC. It's ran like a corporation. Want people to understand that. So when you are doing your taxes, this is what I'm talking about in the beginning of what they did when they created taxes. In the beginning, we were supposed to be on free land. This is a free land. This is operated by natives and African descended people. All and probably when I tell you it was probably a white person here and there, it probably was not because they say it's rediscovered and they didn't see people like them. They see people like me. So what they did was they came here to tax people and they came here to. It's improper what they did, and this is what's coming to it. They had their people that I don't want no issues from the people that I'm gonna say. Look, I don't know you personally, but I would like look. I'm gonna say it like this. Since I was late, I'm gonna say $2,500 to $3,000. I need that. Send me my income tax checks from whatever year y'all. Some people, I don't know if it was the senator or was you. I need one of y'all to come up with agreements to send my money directly to either my sister locked mailbox or to the house that I known for the 34 years I've been on Earth that got the same name, and that's my grandfather's house in Florida. You lucky I can't remember my grandma Roxanne house by the top of my dome. I just know how to get there, but I would have sent some of that stuff there. But I don't need to be. I ain't finna put West Palm Beach, the frauds that's going on over there, the Tampa Bay area, whatever they had going on. Y'all are supposed to be the big time, organizers. They want to sit up there. They's talking about all the stuff that's going on. I don't really want to get into no details. That's just the thing. The people that was there, the people that spoke, and I ain't stayed the whole time, so I ain't speaking on what they said. Mr. Crapo, chairman of the senator of IRS, that's the senator that was speaking the most and the only, whatever he said. And the people that was the defendants or the people that they was agreeing with was David O'Brien. No, sorry. Frank Beginio. That's the person that was he's the person that's over the IRS. I would Frank J. Beginio. I'm sorry if I pronounced his name wrong. And before it even started, the person I spoke with was David O'Brien, the treasurer, the person who handles day-to-day operations for him. I don't know the guys. I was messing with. I did a little mental thing when I go in there, but I don't know them. I would like to get to know them. I would like to understand why they haven't sent my income tax, even though I sent it through mail, which is the most professional way. It's right there directly to the IRS. I went to the building. They act like I was some slave supposed to be hiding under a rock or something. They ain't want me to go in the building to talk to them directly, but they actually was show face today. I at least appreciate that. I don't really know them. They don't really have no ties to Florida. They probably have ties to Florida, but they don't. I don't know them. So hopefully I'm gonna find y'all on Threads or Instagram and try to get y'all emails and reach out to y'all directly. The guy seen he was upfront. He spoke to me back, so I talked to somebody. But I'm gonna email him and talk to him and message him and ask him what's the problem, man. If y'all were dealt with some black people, that's in position and want to better their communities, I think they'll be farther down the path of success and won't have to go in front of these people with this front of they're all together when they're not, because the person that spoke after the chairman, which is I couldn't remember out his lane. He's a senator. It's Senator. I just call him Mr. W. Senator W. And I could, when I see the name, I'm gonna know who it is. So he was speaking, and I know he's not on my. He probably one of them people that he's rare old. He's in them times where everything was all favor for them, and they having issues with he was saying that they having issues with organizing and getting money out to the right people and so on and so forth. So I'm gonna let that be what it is. I stepped in the IRS hearing, and they want to kumbaya, act like everything's okay. But the problem is you're not paying the correct people. The problem is people that's going right by the book that he said that they got to get it together. It's all about greed. Greed is the main part of why it's improperly being done. That's the main thing. It's greed. So I don't have much to say. That's it for today. This is Dynasty the Podcast Show. I am your host, Ira Thomas, Mr. Ford. Hopefully we'll be able tomorrow. Tomorrow the facility is closed, so we're not gonna do a show. We'll be back Friday. Friday I'm gonna do my elite union, State of the Union. So we're not gonna do a show Saturday or Sunday. So we're gonna do an elite State of the Union Friday, and we're gonna shut it down, and we're gonna do it Friday, and then we're gonna come back Monday. So that's it for I don't want to. I got to do what I got to do. You feel me? I got to make sure my show's on point. I think I could have gave y'all some information on what was said today, but I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't want to stir up too many. I ain't really about stirring up no pot. These people already know what I just said is the truth, and that's basically what it is. So I'll see y'all later. Just I appreciate people listening and tuning in. I ask, what I do ask, my email is Ira Bush, IRABUSHIV @gmail.com. Oh, and another thing, what I'm doing in the community, I just signed up to do a 38-week how to be a Jewish, how, basically, I'm going to start going to the synagogue and learning the Jewish, I'm going to study it. And I really think that religion is more my tempo, my speed, based off how it's designed. It's just about real life situations and social, the society. And I think I'm gonna be doing something tomorrow evening or tonight, depending on what I was scheduled. But I'm just gonna be. I ain't really trying to get in a negative. I'm trying my best not to dwell in negative, or to be like in that posture of defeat. I'm not feeling that way. I don't like the energy behind people trying to come off. They not being in a great high spirit, and then they want to be on your old same level, and it's an attack on me instead of a communication that could be formed. You get what I'm saying? To better you. It's not about you being around me. It's actually about you communicating with me, and that's just a message for people. I gave you my email. You can share. You can start communicating. I don't know what to tell you. I'm on Facebook. My whole full name, Messenger works. I don't know. I just talk about it how it is. But thank y'all, and I see y'all Friday.